Say you want it feature pen. You write books, film, song, and even this so it end. The way you work, really, my favorite respect it, my friend.
Written Mirror on writtenmirror.com, on the blog, One Wicked Penman on Instagram and Twitter, at Written Mirror, Instagram and Twitter, Spotify, Wicked Penman, WICKED PENMAN. Penman's one word, Wicked is one word. But yeah, today's video really is about something I get asked a lot, which is, part of the question is, can you edit yourself? The answer to which is, well, I get to the answer in a second. I just wanted to show you guys around where I'm going to be setting up for this video. I'm going to put this gimbal down in a bit and just take my time answering this question, but I wanted to, like I said, share where I was. And as you can see, very beautiful. You know, trying to get the right angle for you. Let me show you around. Can you self-edit? The honest answer is yes. Should you self-edit is another question entirely. You know, not everybody possesses the skill set and, you know, can be objective enough with their own work, which again there's nothing wrong with that per se. You know, plenty of us get really attached to our characters, find it hard to, you know, part ways with clever turns of phrase, even if it has nothing to do with the story or whatever it is you're writing. You know, you could be a different type of writer. You could be writing project bids or whatever it is that you're doing. So if that's the case, you might want to trust it to someone with a fresh pair of eyes, someone who's going to be able to read it cold and tell you where you're going wrong. My focus was a little bit off there. And tell you where you're going wrong. But then also, same token, who knows your writing and your voice better than yourself? And that's where I say, sometimes you can give yourself the benefit of the doubt and actually edit your own work. Big believer in that. Big, you know, I really do believe that you can, if you're disciplined, you can look at your own work. You can be objective about it, not even in a competitive way, or you can just think about what's best for your work. You don't have to worry about what other people think. So that's one superior advantage of editing your own work. But again, you've gone through a couple of drafts potentially of something and you just want to know whether it meets the quality requirements. You know, if you're on the right path, if it's boring, or you might not always trust your instincts. You might want a second opinion from someone you like or respect. If that's the case, I would say those type of people should consider seeking editorial feedback and assistance. But yeah, the real answer is yes, of course you can edit your own work. There's nothing wrong with that. But once again, if you don't have to, you probably shouldn't. It's an extra job, and there are people that can do this job, you know, remarkably well and successfully, and probably have been doing so for a very long time. You could always consider that an option. People that don't write, that you trust their opinion on as well, the thing, you gotta be careful with that. Because again, these are people you really like, really respect, but do they really get it is the question. And a lot of the time the answer is no, they don't really get it. They don't really understand it. They've never dealt with this form of writing on a personal level from someone they know, so they don't really know how to rate it, because all they can compare you to is like the most successful version of something. And that's something I went through quite early on with my music, for instance. You know, when I was happy to, you know, just the joy of having written something. I wanted to, you know, anyone who asked, yeah, sure, I can do it for you. And then the feedback wasn't always constructive, positive, helpful. And I don't think it was these people's fault. They're not to blame for thinking what they think, but I was trying to explain to them the difference between someone working on a draft version of something and someone else who's been in a studio, had their stuff mixed and mastered. And that was not an argument, or a debate rather, that I was ever going to be able to win. You got to be careful of whose opinion you seek. And even then, even the professionals sometimes get this stuff wrong. You know, don't count yourself out, and don't forget that it sometimes is the case that even the professional, the trusted pro from the industry doesn't get your story. That can happen. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's just being able to trust your own voice above all. Yeah, I'll leave it there for now. If I think of anything else, I'll add it. Catch you on the next one. Yeah. So another thing I thought about with regards to self-editing your work. Ideally, your process will be your own. You do what usually works for you. You create a draft. That's great, that's good. What you then want is to give it some space. Give it time to almost like, give yourself time to forget it. This is for storytelling, of course, not telling you to go give yourself time to hand in a report or anything like that. That's crazy. I'd say give yourself, between 3 and 6 weeks. Let it rest, come back to it. At that point, take away anything that's not essential, anything that doesn't stick in your mind as being, or anything that doesn't stand out as being important. Does it advance your story? Does it help tell anything about a character? Is it interesting? Not saying that everything must be all frills and spills, but at the same time, you want your story to be able to grab whoever's reading it or seeing it if it's on the screen. Also, you want to have a nice pace. It can't just be all action, 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 near death, near death, near death, near death, because then, you know, the stakes will have no meaning. So you want to make sure there's a bit of flow to what you're doing. It's quite windy. Let me see if I can, I think that should be all right. It's because it got quite windy a second ago. Right, on top of that, sorry, I'm just filming a time lapse, so I have to keep giving a quick glance toward the camera to make sure it's going all right. Hopefully it comes out well and I can show you, otherwise it'll be an epic fail and I'll just layering the sound over the video. Nah, I'm kidding, I'll show you the mistake, even if it comes out crap. To be honest, I didn't change I put the ISO settings quite low, but I didn't change the shutter speed, and I'm supposed to go to like an f-stop 22 if I want blur and all of that, but I decided to trust the camera and let it do its thing. So if it comes out as a fail, then that's my fault. Actually, that's a bad attitude to have. Let me go and check it out.